ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे गुरुशेषु शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशकारिणे नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरकृष्ण नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining for the discussion on Bhagavad Gita. We will continue ninth chapter. Shloka number third, we are done half. We'll continue from there. Okay. So before we start, we will do some revision for the ninth chapter. So eighth chapter ended with the description about the Yog Mishra Bhakti. Ninth chapter, Lord is explaining about the Guhyatam knowledge. So some devotees can revise what we discussed in the beginning of ninth chapter. Why Lord is speaking this chapter? What is there in this chapter? Somebody like to share? हरे कृष्ण कुछ बोल रहे क्या मुझे आवाज नहीं आ रही आई एम नॉट एबल टू हियर आप किशोर माधव को
हेलो
हरे कृष्ण भैया प्लीज
Prabhuji, you mentioned in ninth chapter about Guhya, Guhyatar and Guhyatam knowledge, and you mentioned about the practitioner of Uttam Bhakta, like Shuddha Bhakta, pure and Swabhava, not pure. So these 2 points you mentioned in 9.1.
Yeah, yeah. You told two lines, Roji, yeah, but that was very like, here and there. One point you told from the explanation, one from the beginning of chapter. I'm asking what we explained. We discussed about Guhya, Guhyatar, and Guhyatam. So can you tell, or somebody can tell about these three? What are they? Guhya, what is Guhya knowledge? What is Guhyatar? What is Guhyatam? Yeah, Bhakti Leela Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Dandavat.
Krishna. Dandavat.
See, Guhya means the confidential, then Guhyatara means the more confidential and most confidential, Guhyatama. So you explain in the last lecture that second and third chapter, this word explain Guhyatara. There, Lord explained the knowledge about the soul and matter. Then Guhyatar, that seventh and eighth chapter explain the Jnana aspect, Jiva Shakti, Lord's energies, Jiva Shakti, Bahiranga Shakti,
Yeah,
and
that.
Paramatma aspect. Then
Yeah.
Guhyatama, this Vigyan's realization explains in 9 and 10, that is the Chitta Shakti of the Lord. And this include spiritual energy of the Lord, like personal beauties and form.
Correct.
That's the
Yeah. Thank you, Matu. Yeah. So somebody can tell about the explanation of 9.1, what we discussed, what it was told in the purport, some points. Yeah, Gangaputra, you raised hand. want to share? Sridhar, you want to share?
Yes, Vijay. Actually, I wanted to share the same points which Mataji has already explained.
Oh, okay. You can share
And,
something from purport then, yeah.
Yeah. In 9.1, Krishna is telling, because this Arjuna is the qualifications we are discussing. First and second
Yes.
two shlokas
Yeah.
are like qualifications of it. Here are like
Right.
Arjuna is non-envious. That was the one main point we are highlighting in the first shloka of this 9.1.
What is the word Krishna uses for that? Anasuyave.
Anusaya, yes.
Okay, yes, please. So Krishna is telling, I will explain Jnana and Vijnana both. Okay, yeah, from the purport, yeah, some things you can share. We discussed some examples and so on. Okay, Jai Shri Radhamati.
In the ninth chapter, we discussed that Bhakti Yoga is superior than Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga and other process. So Bhakti Yoga is Pradhana Bhuta.
Pradhani
It's called
Bhuta, okay.
That's
okay. Then we discussed 9.2, 8 characteristics of pure devotional service. Okay, so can somebody tell about the second verse, what we discussed? So 8 aspects we discussed, that Raj Vidya, Raj Guhyam second, Pavitram third, fourth was Uttamam, fifth was Pratyaksha, sixth was Dharmyam, seventh was Susukham, eighth was Avayam. So one devotee can tell about each aspect, what we discussed, what Prabhupada writes in the purport. Why Prabhupada called it as Raj Vidya, king of knowledge. We'd like to share about the second verse. Anuradha Mataji, you were there last class. Prerna Mataji also, you were also there, I think, last class. Want to share? Second verse.
Sorry, Prabhu, I missed the last part of the session.
Oh, last session full you were not there.
Last 15 minutes I have missed.
No, we discussed before that. Last 15 minutes we were discussing third verse. Raj Vidya, Raj Goyam, we discussed in between only. Check your notes, maybe. Okay. Who else are there? Anuradha Mataji, you want to share? Or Prasanna Gopal Prabhu? Okay, Bhakti Leela Mataji, you raised hand.
Prabhuji, here you explain the 8 aspect of the pure devotional service. That is Raj Vidya, Raj Guhyam, Pavitram, Susukham, Avyayam, where you said Raj Vidya means, Prabhupada explained here the activity of the spirit soul. And you also gave the example of that parrot and cage wala. Old ladies and that parrot in the cage. And from that example, you explain how the spirit soul is important, not the covering of the body. And also one point is I like that specific word, purifying potency. Yes, purifying potency. So that question you explain how the devotion has the potency to remove all kinds of karma and their effect. There you explain the cycle of I don't remember that specific shloka, but that cycle is prarabdha, kutam, bijam, phalonmukham, where a small actually a plant seed, then plants, then a tree, then flower, and that bears the fruits. That's
Yeah,
it.
we discussed it, that Prabhupada writes in the purport example. Okay.
Then each word you take pratyaksha, avagamam, then susukham, everlasting.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. From Prabhupada's purport we discussed on. Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, we'll go to third verse. We had started discussing. Third one, Shraddhadhana Purusha Dharmasyasya Parantapa Aprapya Mam Nivartante Mrityu Samsara Vartamani. So this we had started discussing that those who are not qualified for devotional service, those who don't have faith, means they are envious of the Lord. So for them, it is said, those who are not faithful in the devotional service cannot attain me, O conqueror of enemies. Therefore, they return to the path of birth and death in this material world. Yeah. So in this, we were discussing that the faithless cannot accomplish this process of devotional service. That is purport of this verse. Yeah, Prabhupada was explaining that how the faith is categorized, and Prabhupada was saying that how this faith is most important aspect in the devotional service. See this fourth line, Prabhupada is saying, thus faith is most important factor. Yeah, for the progressive Krishna consciousness. Yeah, and we discussed as one grows in bhakti, the faith increases. Okay. Okay, we'll continue this purport. So, yeah, from here we will read. Yeah. Okay, Jai Shri Radha Mataji, would you like to read?
And in the second class are those who are not very advanced in the understanding the devotional scriptures, but who automatically have firm faith that Krishna Bhakti or service to Krishna is the best cause, and so in good faith have taken it up. Thus, they are superior to the third class who have neither perfect knowledge of the scriptures nor good faith, but by association and simplicity are trying to follow. The third class person in Krishna consciousness have fall down, but when one is in the second class, he does not fall down. And for the first class person in Krishna consciousness, there is no chance of falling down. One in the first class will surely make progress and achieve the result at the end.
So three divisions Prabhupada mentioned here. So from here he started.
Yes, it is only by faith that one can advance in Krishna consciousness. As far as the development of faith in concern, one who is well versed in the literatures of devotional service and has attained the stage of firm faith is called a first class person in Krishna consciousness.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. So here first class person means this is basically called as Uttama Adhikari by Rupa Goswami. In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, we will read. This is Uttama Adhikari. This first. So what are the characteristics? So consideration is based on faith. Okay, one who is well versed in the literatures of devotional service. This is first aspect. Okay. And then second aspect is who has attained the stage of firm faith. Okay. So if when we want to identify any person, which state he is in, which level he is in, whether he Uttamadhikari, Madhyamadhikari or Kanishtadhikari, we have to identify by these factors. So two factors are told. Who is well versed in the literatures of devotional service. Means he should have read the Bhakti Shastras, the literatures left by Srila Prabhupada and the previous acharyas, and he should speak based on those literatures. Okay, that is first factor. Second is he has attained the stage of firm faith. Okay, his faith should be firm. This is second. Okay, and what is that firm faith? Shraddha Sabde Vishwas Pe Sudrid Nishchay Krishna Bhakti Kaila Sarva Karma Krita Hai. Okay, so these two aspects are mentioned as the Uttamadhikari's qualification. Okay, yeah. And then the second class is explained here. So what is the Sanskrit term for that? Madhyama Adhikari. This Prabhupada explains in the NOI also, Nectar of Instruction, there also you'll read, and also explaining Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. The second class are those who are not very advanced. So first factor is they are not very advanced in understanding the devotional scriptures. Means they have read it, but not all. And in what they have read, they have also not got full understanding of that. Okay. So as we read once, twice, thrice, we get better and better understanding. Correct. But what is their good qualification? B is that who automatically have firm faith. They have firm faith, and Uttamadhikari also have firm faith. But what is the difference? This A is different point. Okay, the Madhyamadhikari is not as good in understanding the scriptures as Madhyamadhikari. Okay, as Uttamadhikari, sorry. So Uttamadhikari has very good understanding of scriptures as well as faith. Okay, but Madhyamadhikari, he doesn't have knowledge of scriptures. This factor is lacking, but faith is there. Okay. And similarly, as we saw here, Uttamadhikari, so A was the knowledge of scriptures. This is there. And here the firm faith is also there. So that is Uttamadhikari characteristic. Okay. Here also he has firm faith. Okay, so they are superior. The Madhyamadhikari is superior to third class. So what is the third class? That is Kanishta. Adhikari. So he is also Adhikari, means he has the Adhikar for Bhakti. But what are the characteristics? Who have neither perfect knowledge of the scriptures and nor good faith. Okay, knowledge of scriptures is not there, and B, the firm faith is also not there. But by association and simplicity are trying to follow. There are some simple faith. Oh, yes, Bhagavad Gita is good. This Srimad Bhagavatam is good. These temples are good. Krishna is God. They have some faith. But that faith is not based on scriptures, knowledge of scriptures. If you ask them why Krishna is God, they cannot explain. Why Bhagavad Gita is good, they cannot explain. Okay. But they have some faith that is coming from maybe past life or family culture. Yeah. So this Kanishthadhikari person in Krishna consciousness may fall down. Okay, he can go away. But when one is in the second class, he does not fall down. Means Madhyamadhikari or Uttamadhikari. For the first class person in Krishna consciousness, there is no chance of falling down. Okay, so that is the difference. So we can also take lessons from here that when we understand the scriptures, we should have knowledge of scriptures. So that by that knowledge of scriptures, what happens? Our faith increases actually. Okay. So initially there is Agya Sukriti by which one gets some faith to start bhakti. But after one comes into bhakti, when one gains more and more knowledge, understanding the different aspects of Krishna, how Krishna is the son of Yashoda, how Krishna is also acting in different rasas, how Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead and has three features: Brahman, then there is Paramatma, then there is Bhagwan, these three features, and knowing details about more about Bhagwan feature. Okay, what are his pastimes in various avatars, which are his avatars. So all these details, these are not the Gyan, like the Gyanis impersonation. This is knowledge regarding the bhakti aspects of Bhagwan. So when that knowledge increases, then the faith also increases. So in our devotees community also, we should try to increase the study of Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, so that the knowledge of scriptures can increase among us. And then by that our faith will also increase. And as faith increases, one can go from Kanishta to Madhyama and then Uttama Adhikari. And then what will happen? So there will be no chance of falling down. Okay, so we can see when Prabhupada preached to hippies, it's not that everybody continued. Many people left also. So Prabhupada had more than 6,000 disciples. But how many are remaining now? Very few are remaining. Okay. So we can see that there were many Kanishta Adhikaris also who had some faith. There were many second class devotees also who may be continuing. And now there are also very, very advanced Uttamadhikari disciples of Prabhupada who are very strongly connected to Srila Prabhupada still, and they are preaching. Okay, so we can see in Prabhupada's preaching itself that he created different levels of devotees. So on the first class, sorry, one in the first class will surely make progress. So if we want to surely make progress, then what are the two things we have to see? Is that knowledge of scriptures is first factor. Second one is the faith. Faith in what? Faith in the scriptures like Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and Lord, that is Vishnu Tattva, either Vishnu or Krishna. Okay, so these two aspects, if we see, then we can surely make progress. That's what Prabhupada is telling. And then what will happen by that? We can achieve the result at the end. And what is the result we want? That is Krishna Prema. So that can be attained. Okay. Many times devotees think, oh yeah, book distribution is very important, and doing other activities, doing cleaning service, cutting service of subjis, vegetables, cooking, all these are very important. But reading Prabhupada books, or reading Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, attending Bhakti Shastri class, these are all side business. These all can go on. These are for not us. Okay. These are, yeah, some people who are interested can do it. Okay. Like that they think. So that is not what is recommended here by Srila Prabhupada. Okay. Yes, Mataji, please do.
As far as the third class person in Krishna consciousness is concerned, although he has faith in the conviction that devotional service to Krishna is very good, he has not yet gained acquired knowledge of Krishna through the scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah, so same thing. Prabhupada is saying. So who is this third class person? This is Kanishta Adhikari in Krishna consciousness is concerned, although he has faith in the conviction that devotional service to Krishna is very good. He understands, yes, Bhagavad Gita is good, Srimad Bhagavatam is good, this bhakti process is good, this chanting is good, Krishna is God, all this he understands. But his understanding is not based on scripture. Scriptural proof he cannot give. What Prabhupada is saying, he has not yet gained adequate knowledge of Krishna through the scriptures. Okay, so this is very, very important that we gain knowledge about Krishna through the scriptures. So what will happen? Then we'll get Shastra Chakshu. And from that Shastra Chakshu, then we can get Prema Chakshu to see Krishna. Okay, so like this. So we should not think that, oh, yes, I can advance in bhakti very nicely without reading the books, without knowing the scriptures. I can very nicely advance. No, Prabhupada has not recommended that process. Okay. So here he is saying adequate knowledge of Krishna through the scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita should be there. Yeah. Okay. So this section we completed, and we'll start next section now. Anybody has any question on these first three verses, what we discussed? Okay, we'll continue from fourth verse. Yeah, so now Krishna is going to explain about the Aishwarya Gyan. So what is the purpose of speaking this? As we saw in the 7th chapter also, Krishna spoke about his Aishwarya Gyan. Okay, starting from the Vibhutis. I am the taste of water. Correct? You remember we discussed that, na? I am the taste of water and so many other things Krishna told. So similarly, in this chapter also, Krishna is going to speak about his Aishwarya Gyan. Okay, so that will invoke bhakti. Okay, so it will invoke bhakti because this 9th chapter is mainly about bhakti yoga. Okay, so now he is going to explain his relationship with the material world. And in which form is Krishna coming in the material world? We discussed in 7th chapter. What is the form of Krishna in the material world? Which form does he appear? We discussed the
Numinal and phenomenal.
Akshara,
Paramatma.
Paramatma.
Okay. In the form of Paramatma, he maintains the universe. Okay. He enters all the atoms, he sustains it, and he destroys also. So this Paramatma feature is going to be discussed in detail now. Okay. So, and what was the shloka quoted earlier? So he told that example, just like the thread is there in the necklace. So in that same way, I am entering the universe. That was the example given there. Okay. Okay, fourth shloka. Maya tadam idam sarvam jagad avyakta murtina matsthani sarva bhutani nachaham teshu avasthita. Okay. Arun Pro, please read the translation.
Should I read, Guruji?
Yeah.
Translation. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them.
Yeah. So in my unmanifested form, he's saying, so that we'll see what is the meaning. Okay. So here he is explaining about his Aishwarya Gyan. So Aishwarya means what? Anything related to the material world. Okay. And Madhurya means that which is related to the spiritual world. Okay. That is called as Madhurya. And in that also there is division. But here is specifically Aishwarya means that which is related to the material world. That is called Aishwarya here. Okay. And then what feature of Lord? Paramatma feature. Okay. Yes. So here Lord is bringing a contrast. So Lord enters the entire universe. Okay. And all beings are in me, and but I am not in them will be explained in next verses. Yes, bro, please read.
Baldev Vidyabhushan. The Lord then speaks of his remarkable powers which stimulate devotion to him. This whole universe is pervaded, tatam, by me, I am in everything, whose swarupa cannot cannot be grasped by the material senses in order to maintain and regulate it. And though I am in everything and maintain and regulate everything, all moving and non moving entities are simultaneously situated within me. This means their existence is dependent on me. And I am not situated in all of these living entities. I am not dependent on them.
Yeah. So if you see the shloka, there are three aspects there. What are the three things? So here he is saying, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. Okay, this is first. All beings are in me. Second, I am not in them. Okay, so these three aspects in the purport it will describe. See here now. So first point, the Lord then speaks of his remarkable powers. Okay, this is power for what? What is the purpose? To invoke or stimulate devotion, as I told. So, okay, this whole universe is pervaded by me. I am in everything. Correct? That was there in the second part of the shloka. Okay. Whose swarupa cannot be grasped by the material senses. So what is the word told in the shloka? Avyakta. See here. Jagad avyakta murtina. So he is there in the universe, but we cannot see him. How he is there inside? We cannot see the Paramatma feature by our gross eyes. Okay. And why does it enter? In order to regulate and maintain it. Okay. So that is a second point. And although I am in everything and maintain and regulate everything, all moving and non-moving entities are simultaneously within me. So this is third point. Okay. They are within me. This means their existence is dependent on me. So this is the important line. Remember this. What is the meaning of the third point is the living entity depends on the Lord, is dependent on the Lord. That is meaning of the third point. Because later the contradiction will come in the next verse. Okay. And I am not situated in all these living entities. I am not dependent on them. What is the meaning of this point? I am not situated in all the living beings. Okay. Although I am in everything. Okay, that was the second point. I think. All beings are in me. That is second point, no? Yeah. This is second. This is third. I am not in them. Okay. So what is the meaning of that? This we have to remember. I am not dependent on the living entities. Okay. Lord is not dependent on living entities. So living entity, it depends on the Lord. But the Lord, he is not dependent on the living entity. Okay. So that two things we have to remember. Yes, bro, continue.
What is said here is that taking the role of the Paramatma, Antaryami of the universe, which is my expansion, entering within the universe, I control and support it.
So this is the meaning of the verse. When he's saying Matsthani Sarva Bhutani, that means I have entered all the living entities. This is the meaning. As a Paramatma, in the role of Paramatma, in the form of Paramatma, I have entered. Okay. And then there is a proof given from the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Okay. I pervade this whole universe. Okay. Srila Prabhupada, I put here.
Here it is said that although he is all pervading, everywhere present, he is not conceivable by the material senses.
Hmm. Yeah. So
This is
that
indicated
it was
here.
told earlier also. He is in the Paramatma feature. And what is the Sanskrit word for this? He is not conceivable by material senses. What word was used?
Avyakta. Avyakta.
Yes, avyakta, correct. So, yeah, please read.
But actually, this is indicated here by the word Avyakta Murtina. But
Hmm.
actually, although we cannot see him, everything is resting in him.
Yeah, so even though we cannot see, but he is everything resting in him. How? He is a maintainer of all. Yeah.
As we have discussed in the seventh chapter, the entire material cosmic manifestation is only a combination of its two different energies, the superior spiritual energy and the inferior material energy. Just as the sunshine is spread all over the universe, the energy of the Lord is spread all over the creation, and everything is resting in that energy. Yet one should not conclude that because he is spread all over, he has lost his personal existence. To
Hmm.
refute such an argument, the Lord says, I am everywhere and everything is in me, but still I am aloof.
Yeah, so this example Prabhupada has given to explain. So just sunshine is spread all over, but that doesn't mean the sun planet is gone. Sun planet is no more. Okay, not like that. And then this point we discussed earlier. Superior spiritual energy is the Jiva Shakti, and the inferior mental energy is the Prakriti. So that was explained earlier. These two aspects were explained as the aspect of Jnana. Okay, so Aishwarya Jnana. Yes, Prabhu.
For example, a king heads a government which is but the manifestation of the king's energy. The different governmental departments are nothing but the energies of the king, and each department is resting on the king's power. But still, one cannot expect the king to be present in every department personally. This is a crude example. The creation takes place by the diffusion of his different energies, and as stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Vishtabhyaham idam Krishnam. He is everywhere present by his personal representation, the diffusion of his different energies.
Is there any disconnection?
Yeah, it seems Prabhuji has left due to internet connection. He may be joining.
Yeah, I thought.
Hare Krishna, is it audible? Hare Krishna, you are able to hear?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, sorry, some signal problems. Yes, Prabhu, please read.
Uh, from first point, Prabhuji, for example,
No, second,
but still one cannot expect the king to be present in every department personally. That is a crude example. The creation takes place by the diffusion of his different energies, and as stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Vishtabhyaham idam Krishnam. He is everywhere present by his personal representation, the diffusion of his different energies.
Yeah, thank you. So another example Prabhupada is giving here, the example of the king. So he is saying that as a king is present as the head of the government, and the government is running by his direction, and government is like his energy spread out. That does not mean that king is vanished. Now king is no more. Okay, king also exists, his energy also exists. So we have to understand there is Krishna, and then there is his energy. Okay, so the person Krishna is there separately, and his energy is also separately. Okay, so that's what Prabhupada is saying. The diffusion of the different energies are there in this metal world. Okay, so now Lord is continuing this section. Nachamatstani bhutani paschyame yogam aishwaram bhuta brinna ch bhutastho mamatma bhuta bhavanaha. Okay, Pranavati, would you like to read?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Fifth shloka.
And yet everything that is created does not rest in me. Behold my mystic opulence, although I am the maintainer of all living entities, and although I am everywhere, I am not a part of this cosmic manifestation, for myself is the very source of creation.
So now, previous verse we saw, Lord told that I pervade everything. And now in this verse, he is saying, Na chamasthani bhutani. Yet everything that is created does not rest in me. So this seems contradictory, correct? No? Now last verse he told, I am pervading everything in Avyakta Murti now. And now he's saying, everything that is created does not rest in me. We all understand, although I am maintainer of all the living entities and although I am everywhere, I am not part of this cosmic manifestation. Okay. So we'll read what is the meaning of this. So here he is saying, Krishna is not in them. Okay.
Don't worry.
But we have to
Abri,
understand
ye
directly.
Vikas.
Hare Krishna. Okay.
I'm
So he is
sorry.
not in them directly, no problem. He is not there in them directly. This we have to understand. Okay, he is there, but he is not there directly. What is the meaning of this? One meaning, as we understood, he is there in the form of Paramatma. Okay, another thing we will read now. Yes, Mataji.
But it would be
Oh, you can read, no? It's okay, or somebody else should I ask?
no, I can read. Now
Okay.
I can read. But it would be very tiring for you to carry such a heavy burdens as the universe. The
Okay, yeah,
things
just 1 minute,
created
1 minute. Yeah. So this is a opposing party. He is giving a uh, what you say uh, question kind of thing or a argument. Yeah, argument is here. Okay, so he's trying to give an argument. Why this argument is given? See, previous verse Krishna told, I pervade everything, I maintain everything. Correct. So many times we would have seen somebody like Atlas. There is a person. Prabhupada also tells in the purport here, I think. Yeah, Atlas holding a globe. So we would have seen that he is holding the globe and he is very tireful and he is feeling very difficult to hold it. So Lord is not feeling that burden of the universe. So that the argument is told, okay, from the opposing party that you must be feeling a lot of burden, right? By maintaining burden of the universe. Why? Because you are the maintainer and controller, as you told in the previous verse. Correct. Sorry, 9.4. It was told, yeah. So, but what Lord is going to reply, we'll see. Yes. Yes, please continue.
the things created by me are not within me like water in a pot.
Yeah, so
Nachamat
one
sthani.
example is given. Yeah, just 1 minute. This example is given here. Nacha mat sthani bhutani. Bhutani means living entities. Okay, but they are not situated, they are not within me. In what sense they are not within me? Like water in a pot. So when the water is there in a pot, we can see that the pot is containing the water directly. It is feeling the load of the water. The pressure of the water is there in all directions for the pot. And if the pot is weak, then pot will break also. Correct. So this is the meaning that Lord is saying that it is not like this, that I am holding the living entity directly. In what sense? Yeah, please read.
But in the previous verse, you said that everything was situated in you. Matsthani sarvabhutani. And in this verse, you contradict this by saying everything is not in you. Nacha matsthani bhutani.
Yeah.
Understand. First, that this is my extraordinary yoga, yogam
Yeah.
aishwaryam.
So this is again the argument or the contradiction. So this is the answer given by the Lord. What is the answer given? In the shloka he is telling, Pashyame yogam aishwaram. This is the answer. This is my yoga. This is my inconceivable energy. Okay. So Nachamatstani Bhutani, I am not in them, even though I am in them. So that's why I wrote here, he is not in them directly. He is there into them indirectly. In that sense, he is telling. Okay. Yes, Mataji, please continue.
Yoga means the means by which something very difficult to accomplish is accomplished. Yoga thus refers here to the Lord's body endowed with inconceivable Shakti, whose quality is that his every desire is fulfilled without effort. That is Satya Sankalpa Shakti. The Lord then clarifies the issue. I maintain and protect all beings, Bhuta Bhuta, but am not situated in or mixed with them at all, because my mind, Mama Atma, carries out their welfare, Bhuta Bhavana. I maintain and protect them by my extraordinary yoga, by my Satya Sankalpa Shakti. I do not have to utilize my body to do this.
Yeah, so now he is explaining the contradiction which was there, na? What is the contradiction? In the previous verse, you said that everything was situated in you, and now you are saying that everything is not in you. What is this two the opposing statement you are telling? So then he is answering, oh, this is because of my yoga. What is that yoga? Yoga is this inconceivable Shakti. This is my yoga. And what is the name of that Shakti? Satya Sankalpata Shakti. Satya Sankalpata Shakti means by his desire, everything is fulfilled. Okay. Just by desire, many times we hear na, that just Lord desires and everything is fulfilled. Okay. Desire fulfilled through the energy. Which energy? Satya Sankalpata Shakti. So that Satsankalpa Shakti engages Prakriti or his Jiva Shakti or his Bahiranga Shakti, ya Antaranga Shakti. These are various Shaktis which are employed by the Lord. Okay. So through his energy, he is saying, I am not situated or mixed with them. Means he is not directly in contact. Lord glances as Mahavishnu on the universe and then universe expands and then it fructifies. But he is not directly going and doing the creation. He does it through Durga Devi or Brahmaji or his Bahiranga Shakti like that. Okay, so he is not directly involved. So he doesn't get mixed with them. I maintain and protect them. And he does not do maintenance and protection also directly. How he does? By my extraordinary yoga. Okay, which is that? That is Bahiranga Shakti. Okay, which is controlled by Satya Sankalpata Shakti. Okay, I do not have to utilize my body. Means he doesn't have to personally get involved. Just by his glance, it works. And whose glance? Not even Krishna. One of the expansion of Krishna, Mahavishnu. Yes, Prabhupada's property. Please read Mata.
The Lord says that everything is resting on him. Matsthani
You are on mute.
sarvabhuta. Now I am audible, Prabhuji?
Mm.
Haribol? Haribol?
You are audible.
Yeah,
Haribol, am I audible?
yeah, please read. Yeah.
The Lord says that everything is resting on him. Matsthani sarvabhutani. 9.4. I'm not able to see your shared purpose, Prabhuji. Haribol.
Yeah, we too can't see.
Screen is off for everyone, I think.
Yes, yeah, some issue with the internet today.
Yes, yes.
Mm.
This should not be misunderstood. The Lord is not directly concerned with the maintenance and sustenance of this material manifestation.
Yeah,
Sometimes
so thank you. Yeah, this one is important. That's what I wrote in the short summary. This the Lord is not directly concerned. So when he's saying that I am not in them, he is not directly in them. That is the meaning. Okay, indirectly he is there. What is that indirectly? He is there through his energy in the form of Paramatma, through the Sankalpa Shakti, like that. Okay, yes, Mati.
Sometimes we see a picture of Atlas holding the globe on his shoulders. He seems to be very tired, holding this great earthly planet. Such an image should not be entertained in connection with Krishna's upholding this created universe. He says that although everything is resting on him, he is aloof.
Yeah, so he is aloof. He is not present directly. Okay, he doesn't engage in controlling maintaining directly. Yeah.
The planetary systems are floating in space, and this space is the energy of the Supreme Lord. But he is different from space, he is differently situated.
Yes,
Therefore,
thank you. Yeah, that much only. That's what the point of conveying is, that he is not involved directly. He is differently situated. He is not getting mixed with the metal energy. Okay. Yes, here.
we may think of doing something, but there are so many impediments, and sometimes it is not possible to do as we like. But when Krishna wants to do something, simply by his willing, everything is performed so perfectly that one cannot imagine how it is being done.
Okay,
The
what is
Lord
Prabhupada explaining here? Baldev Vidyabhushan also told same thing. What is explained in this point?
Prabhupada here is explaining about our material conditioning.
No, that was explained by Baldev Vidyabhushan. One term was used for this. Everything happens by his will. I explained also.
Yes,
What is
Satya
it?
Sankalpa Shakti.
Yes, yeah. So that only he is explaining here. This is a Satya Sankalpata. Okay, just by his desire, Prabhupada has not written the Sanskrit term, but he is explaining the concept here, that it happens. Yeah, continue.
The Lord explained this fact, although He is the maintainer and sustainer of the entire material manifestation, He does not touch this material manifestation.
So he directly is not in touch. He is indirectly there. Okay. Yeah.
Simultaneously, the Lord is present in everything. Yet the common man cannot understand how He is also present personally. He is different from his material manifestation, yet everything is resting on him. This is explained here as Yogam Aishwaryam, the mystic power of the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Hmm. Yeah. So he is saying, even though he is not directly present, he is present in everything simultaneously, but he cannot be perceived by the common man. So this is avyakta. Okay. Yeah. And he different from the material manifestation, as it was explained earlier. Okay. Yoga Maheshwaram. Okay. So now he's continuing.
Prabhu, I have one question. In the Satya Sankalpa Shakti is Yogeshwaram, correct? Same.
Yes. Yeah. यथा आकाश स्थितो नित्यं वायु सर्वत्र गोमहान् तथा सर्वाणि भूतानि मत्स्थानि इति उपधारय. Okay. Somebody else can read.
I
Ishamati,
can.
are you available? Can you read?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Vijay.
Understand that as the mighty wind, blowing everywhere, rest always in the sky. All created beings rest in me.
Yeah, thank you. So now he is giving one example. Lord is giving example now himself. How this happens. Okay, that I am aloof. Okay, understand that as the mighty wind, yatha akasha. Basically here akasha is ether. Baldev Vidyabhushan and Vishnu Thakur has told ether, and that is similar to sky, but not exactly the sky we understand. Okay, our sky is like most of the thing is air, but this is like ether. Okay, so this is proper translating a situated within sky is not the sky which we understand. It is ether. And why is telling about ether? I will tell you. See, Vayu Sarvatra Gomahan. Vayu is the air which is situated in the ether. Okay. Everything needs space to occupy. That space is called ether. Ether is a space. Space here, who is occupying the space? Air. Air is occupying the space, just like earth, water, air, ether, fire. Five things are there. Other four need the ether to occupy it. Okay. Ether itself is independent. Okay. Like that. And why Lord has chosen this Akash only? Because it always remains unmixed. Okay. So ether always remains aloof, or better we can say unmixed with other elements. Like ether and fire, when they are together, they will not combine. But when fire and water are together, they will combine and they will effect. Similarly, when there is air and water together, there will be combination that will form some moisture or something. They can combine air and water, but water and ether, they will never combine. Okay. Similarly, there is earth and water, they can combine. They can make mud, but earth and ether will never combine. Okay. And earth and fire, they can combine. It will make wood. In the wood, there is fire. Correct. So combination of all other elements is possible, but this ether is special. Ether always remains aloof. It remains unmixed with other elements. So it will not combine with fire. It will not combine with air. It will not combine with water. And it will also not combine with earth. But these among themselves, they can all combine. Okay, so that's why the Lord has taken this example, Akash. Okay, or Kham, which we call Kham in Sanskrit. Okay. So they saying, understand that as the mighty wind blowing everywhere rests always in the sky. So all created beings rest in me. So this mighty wind is living entities. It blows everywhere, but it has some place to rest. Means it occupies something. That is sky. That is compared to the Lord here. Okay. But the sky doesn't depend on the wind. Sky, ether is independent of the wind. That is the meaning of this verse. Okay. Yes, Mataji, please read. Baldev Vidya.
The great air, which cannot support itself, situated in the great ether, which also cannot support itself, moves everywhere. Since they have no supporting power of their own, their existence is enabled by my will alone, and movement takes place through the Paramatma within.
Yeah, so how this all movement is happening, that is through the Paramatma feature, Avyakta feature. Okay, so Paramatma feature only makes them move, and the Paramatma feature, if it is not there, then neither ether will exist, nor the earth will exist, nor the fire, water, air, anything. All will not exist. They are having their features because Paramatma is there. Yeah. Yeah, see here it is written. If I did not do this, all elements such as ether would be destroyed. So this ether element is being told here. Okay, so in comparison with the Lord, this is, one should not think that Lord would be destroyed. Or Lord, and when here it is said, no, what is that? See, the great air, which cannot support itself, situated in the great ether, which also cannot support itself. So there we should not tell that, oh, Lord also cannot support itself. Not in that sense. The example is given in the context of aloofness. Okay, not being mixed. In that context, it is being given. So we should not extend that example and take it to others' direction. That, oh, ether also cannot support itself, so Lord also cannot support itself. No, that would be wrong interpretation of the example. Okay. So we have to take the example only in that direction, in which direction that example was given. It was given in the direction of not mixing with other elements. Okay, unmixed, aloofness, like that. Yes, Mataji, please read. Purpose.
For the ordinary person, it is almost inconceivable how the huge material creation is resting in him. But the Lord is giving an example which may help us to understand. Similarly, all the wonderful cosmic manifestations are existing by the supreme will of Lord, and all of them are subordinate to that supreme will.
Yeah. So what is Lord speaking here? He is saying Masthani. Sarvani Bhutani. Masthani. They are all situated in me. And then all of them are subordinate to the supreme will of the Lord, to his Satya Sankalpata Shakti. Okay, whatever he desires, that will happen. Okay. Yeah, please continue.
Thus, everything is moving under his will, and by his will, everything is being created. Everything is being maintained, and everything is being annihilated. Still, he is aloof from everything, as the sky is always aloof from the activities of the wind. In the Upanishad, it is stated, Yad Bhisha Vata Pavati. It is out of the fear of the Supreme Lord that the wind is blowing.
Yeah. So in this verse, yeah, we completed this. Yeah. So here, whole thing we can understand that Lord is trying to explain 3 points from this whole example. Let's see what is next. Sarvabhutani Konte. Okay. Yeah, some other concept is starting. Okay. So here, through these 3 verses, we can understand 4, 5, 6. Lord is trying to say 3 things. One is that he is aloof. He is not mixed. Okay. He is not uh, touched or contaminated. All these words Prabhupada used. Correct. He is not contaminated or touched by the material world. This is one point was explored. Okay. We can say also he was not affected. He is not affected. So these all things Prabhupada used actually. So this one point he conveyed. Second was he is not attached to the material world or his creation. Like we may be attached to our creation, whether it is we do some service, even though it is spiritual, we may do for the Lord. But when we do it, we are attached, and that is natural for living entity to be attached to what he has created or he has done. It's not unnatural, and it should be there to some extent, but it should not be to such an extent that it absorbs our mind. If it is taken our mind and we are not able to do any other service. Okay, or it may be our family, like that is also contribution is there in the family. So we should be maintaining the family, but we should not be attached like the Lord is doing here. So he's showing by his example that how he is aloof and he is not attached, but still he is doing the maintaining and creating. Okay, and then third point which Prabhupada told, and he doesn't feel the burden. Okay, not feeling the burden. Okay, that was fifth verse. So these points actually Prabhupada is explaining through these 3 purports. Okay. Okay, go to next verse. So here he'll explain about the creation, destruction, all that things. He'll explain. 7th and 8th verse, creation and destruction will be explained. Okay. So 7th and 8th. Creation and destruction of material world. Sarvabhutani kaunteya prakritim yanti mamikam kalpachaya punastani kalpado visrijami ham. Okay. Arunamati, are you available to read?
Yes, Prabhuji. Translation, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
O son of Kunti, at the end of the millennium, all material manifestations enter into my nature, and at the beginning of another millennium, by my potency, I create them again.
Yeah. So now he is saying what happens for the material world, how is the course of action. So at the end of the millennium, so this we discussed at the 8th chapter, there was discussion about pralaya. Okay, so we discussed that. So that is at the end of the day of Brahma, at the end of the millennium, all material manifestations, that is this whole 14 planetary systems, it enters into my nature. Okay. And at the beginning of another millennium, by my potency, I create them again. Okay. Yeah. So here the end of millennium is at the end of life of Brahma. Why? Because whole creation is being destroyed, even the upper planetary system. But if you remember, we discussed at the end of the day of Brahma, the top four planetary systems, they are not destroyed. Correct. 10 below 10 are destroyed, but the top four are not destroyed. Similarly, in this verse, Lord is speaking about at the end of life of Brahma. What happens? Brahma, along with all his associates, will go and enter in the Mahavishnu or the Karanadaksha Vishnu, as well as the whole metal world is destroyed. Okay, so that will be explained in the purport. Okay, so here we'll read Baldev Vidyabhushan's purport. Yes. Yes, Mataji, please read.
It has just been stated that the maintenance of all beings takes place by the will of the Lord alone. Now, the Lord speaks about creation and destruction of all entities.
Yeah. So this is the topic of this verse. Okay. Yeah. Purpose.
The creation, maintenance, and annihilation of this material cosmic manifestation are completely dependent on the supreme will of the personality of Godhead. At the end of the millennium means at the death of Brahma.
Yeah, this is what I told earlier. So at the end of the 100 years of Brahma are completed. So the whole metal world, it enters Karano Dakshai Vishnu. Okay. The whole metal world enters. And then after that, again when the creation is start, so from Karana Dakshai Vishnu, again the Pradhan will come out. Then from that Pradhan, then he will glance and then it will become Mahat Tattva. Then in Mahat Tattva, then again Lord will enter and then it will become the universe, functional universe, basically, along with Brahma. Okay. So that's how again he will describe the destruction also. Again. Yeah, continue, Mataji.
After 100 such years, when Brahma dies, the devastation or annihilation takes place. This means that the energy manifested by the Supreme Lord is again wound up in himself. Then again, when there is a need to manifest the cosmic world, it is done by his will.
Yeah. So again, Lord does the manifestation. Again, by his Satya Sankalpata Shakti, by his energy. Okay, by his will. Okay.
Prabhuji,
Prakriti. Yes, Mataji.
just a small thing. Prabhuji, you said at the end of 100 years of Brahma, Brahma, along with the residents of his planets, enter into which Vishnu, Prabhuji? Mahavishnu.
Karanadaksha Vishnu, Mahavishnu, because others are not there. Because Garbhodaksha Vishnu is inside the universe only. Now the whole universe is destroyed. So he will not be there. So who remains is only Karanadaksha Vishnu.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah, that is same as Mahavishnu, who is lying down on the Karanadaka ocean. Okay, Karana ocean basically. We say na causal ocean. That one. Viraja. Okay. So 8th verse. So Lord is continuing this destruction and creation concept. Prakritim swam avishtabhya vishrijami punah punah bhutagramam imam kritsnam avasham prakrite vasat. Okay. Navneet Priyamati, would you like to read?
The whole cosmic order is under me, under my will, it is automatically manifested again and again. And under my will, it is annihilated at the end.
Yeah, thank you. So now again, Lord is saying about the whole creation and destruction. How it happens? It happens under him. Under him. What is that? Swam Abhishtabhya. Swam is my personal self. Okay. So the metal nature enters, Avashtabhya enters into what? In his own self. So what is that self? So even though this is Krishna speaking, but he is saying here about Karanadaksha Vishnu. Okay, because Karanadaksha Vishnu is his own expansion, like that. So he is referring to that person. And then what he does? The whole nature enters him. Then what he does? I create again and again. Again, again, he destroys, again, again, he creates. Vishrijami Puna Puna. And what is there inside this universe? Bhuta. So they are all the living entities. Yeah, Bhuta Gramam, all the cosmic manifestation, including the living entities actually, that will be told in purport. Okay, so what happens there is Imam Krishnam Avasham, automatically. Okay, the automatically, it's not that Lord has to do every activity. Through his energy, it is fulfilled automatically. How? By which energy? Prakrite, by the force of the nature. Okay, by his Bahiranga Shakti. Under his control, under his obligation. That energy does this creation and destruction. Okay, so this is creation and destruction under Krishna's will. Okay, Baldev Vidyabhushan's commentary. Yes, Mataji.
Baldev Vidyabhushan's commentary. How does this take place? It takes place by the power of impressions of previous karmas, prakrite vasat. Beyond their power, avasam, that is by the will of the Lord, who has inconceivable shakti and detachment from all of that.
Yeah, so basically he is explaining about the word avasham, that the living entities are helplessly again taken out of the universe and made them enter the universe. Correct? That's what is happening. So this is the universe. So living entity goes inside the universe, creation happens, they go inside, and then when the universe is destroyed, then again living entity comes out and enters the Vishnu. And again creation happens, then again they enter. Then again it is destroyed, then again they come out. So they are avasham, they are helplessly going through this cycle. Okay. Why? By the will of the Lord. And why does the Lord will like this? Because they have previous karma. Who? The living entities. The living entities have the impressions of the previous karma. Okay, that is called vasana. Okay, so they want to enjoy some material sense objects. So that Lord has to make facility for them to do it. Where is that facility? That facility is in the material world. So that's why Lord has to create this material world. So many times we see here na, that this universe was created because of the desire of the living entity. What is it meaning? It is will of the Lord, but it is ultimately the desire of living entity to enjoy. And then Lord fulfills or facilitates to fulfill their desire. Okay, that we have to understand. Yes, Mataji.
Srila Prabhupada's commentary. This material world is the manifestation of the inferior energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This has already been explained several times. All the creation, the material energy, is let loose at the Mahat Tattva, into which the Lord, as his first Purusha incarnation, Mahavishnu, enters. He lies within the causal ocean and breathes out innumerable universes, and into each universe the Lord again enters as Garbhodakshay Vishnu. Each universe is in that way created. He still further manifests himself as Shirodakshay Vishnu, and that Vishnu enters into everything, even into the minute atom. This fact is explained here. He enters into everything.
Yeah, so this is the activities of three Vishnus. Okay, so those who want to note down can see here what are their activities. So this is first Mahavishnu, second Garbhodakshay Vishnu, and third Paramadakshay Vishnu. So he enters as the Paramatma into every atom and the living entity both. Garbhodakshay Vishnu is the Paramatma of universe. And Mahavishnu is also considered as Paramatma of whole material world. Okay, so all three are Paramatma. So Mahavishnu is Paramatma of whole material world. Garbhodakshay Vishnu is the Paramatma of each universe or one universe. And then Shirodakshay Vishnu, he is the regular Paramatma, which we know. He enters every atom and living entities. Okay, so we have three Paramatmas, three Vishnus, three Paramatmas. Oh, Paramatma means generally understanding that the person who activates, maintains, creates, destroys that respective, whether it is material world or it is the single universe or whether it is the atoms and the respective living entities bodies. Okay, so there's three of their respective functions that is explained in this purport. Okay. Yes, Mataji, please continue.
Now, as far as the living entities are concerned, they are impregnated into this material nature, and as a result of their past deeds, they take different positions. Thus, the activities of this material world begins.
Yeah, so as per their past deeds means what? So same thing Baldev Vidyabhushan also told, their past karmas, if you remember that word was used. Okay. And also the word was used impression, vasana. So every living entity has some past impression. Oh, this I should not try to enjoy. This gives suffering. That is dvesha. And there is raga. Oh, this I should enjoy. This gives me happiness. So every living entity has stored that impressions in his subtle bodies. That is there. Okay. And when the again the creation happens, those desires are again given to the living entity as per their previous desires. Okay. That is explained. Yes, continue, Matthew.
It is clearly indicated here by the word avasam that the living entities have nothing to do with this process. The state of being in their past life, in the past creation, is simply manifested again, and all this is done simply by His will. This is the inconceivable potency of the Supreme Personality of God. And after creating different species of life, He has no connection with them. The creation takes place to accommodate the inclinations of the various living entities, and so the Lord does not become involved with it.
Yeah, so living entities is the desiring doer. Correct. We discussed this earlier. So living entity is surely a doer, but he is desiring doer. He desired. And then Lord is sanctioning doer. He sanctions. Correct. So Lord is the sanctioning doer. And then he sanctions, but he doesn't directly get involved. So he has the Prakriti who gets directly involved, and she is the performing doer. She performs the task on behalf of the Lord. Okay, so this we have to understand. The three doers. Okay, living entity, desiring doer, Lord is sanctioning doer, and he is aloof. And Prakriti is performing doer. She does it. She directly gets involved and does it. Okay. Okay, next. Nachamam tani karmani nibadnati nibadhananti nibadhananti dhananjaya udasinavad asinam asaktam teshu karmashu. Okay. Harsh Prabhu, would you like to read? Are you there?
Oh, Dhananjay, all this work cannot bind me. I am ever detached from all these material activities, separate and treated as no neutral.
Okay, okay. I think you are traveling, Prabhu, today also. It's okay. Somebody else can read. Okay.
I can volunteer.
Yes, yes, surely. Purport you can read, yeah. So, Dhananjaya, yeah. So, oh Dhananjaya, all this work cannot bind me. Nacha mam tani karmani nibadhananti. Nibadhananti means to bind. Okay. Dhananjaya, oh Dhananjaya, what is not binding me? Tani karmani. What activity was explained till now? Creation and destruction was explained till now. Okay. So all those activities. Those means what? This creation and destruction. Why? Why it doesn't bind? Udasinavad. So as if udasin what purpose it's neutral. As if neutral. Okay. So this I will explain why as if has come. Udasinavad. Like we have jadavat as if stone, or as if immovable, like that. Okay, like that. Udasin vad. Vad, wherever it comes, vad comes means as if. Asinam, situated. Okay, why he is not bound? Because he is udasin vad, situated. Okay. Asaktam, he is unattached. Why is udasin? Because he is asaktam. Okay. Uh, Asaktam, without attraction. Teshu, for those activities. Okay. I am ever detached from all these mental activities, seated as though neutral. Yeah, Prabhupada, here he has written, yeah, as though neutral. Yeah, here is as neutral. Yeah, so this will explain. Yes, Kushama.
Well, inequality in the matter of creation and maintenance bind even you because of your act of injustice.
See, what is the argument here? By opposition. Argument is that, oh, you are giving different results to all living entities. So you are giving good results to some people. You are giving bad results to some people. So because of the acts of your injustice, you are doing injustice. Now you are giving bad to some people, bad results. So what should happen is you will get the inequality. You have the inequality. What is the inequality? You do two things. You do good, you do bad. Some living entities who have done good, you give them good result. Some living entities who do bad, do you give them bad results. So this is inequality in you. Because of that, you should get bound. Okay. So when we also do something good to some people and something bad to others, it is natural that whoever we like, we are doing good to them. And whoever we don't like, we do bad to them. So Lord is being put, alleged. It's called allegation. Uh, he has been put into on this allegation that you will get bound because you are doing good to some people and you are doing bad to some people. So in answer, Lord is speaking this verse. So where is the answer? Answer is this 9th verse. Okay, 9.9. Okay, that is the answer to this allegation. Okay, so answers. Yeah, this is not so. The inequality seen in creation and maintenance does not contaminate me with the quality of injustice. So here the Lord is answering. It will not contaminate me. Okay. So why? The reason Lord is explaining himself. That is the last two lines of the verse. What are the last two lines? Udasinavat asinam asaktam teshu karmasu. This is the answer. Okay. So what is saying? Previously incurred karmas alone are the causes of different bodies, such as deva, human or animal, or these jivas, for these jivas. I am neutral to their unequal karmas. Udasinavad. See, so Lord is only sanctioning person, na? He is only the sanctioner. What is sanctions? Whatever was the sanctioner of desires of living entities. He is not himself having those desires. And these desires are good or bad. That is the desire of living entity which is good or bad. It is not the sanction of the Lord which is good or bad. So that's why he is not attached. He doesn't incur the karma. He doesn't get attached. He doesn't get bound. And that's why he is unequal. He is udasinvat. He is neutral. Okay. Yes, Prabhuji.
Nothing
Yeah,
is
just one
highlighted.
minute.
So should I read everything?
Yeah, just read this. Yeah, this part.
Those karma cannot attribute to me the fault of injustice. Saktam. The author of Vedanta says, Vaisham Nairogrehana
Read the English
Sapak
part. Yeah.
said, okay. Lord has no partiality or cruelty because the pleasure and pain suffering by the living being is caused by their karmas. So the scripture declares.
Yeah, so
Since
this is the
complete,
proof given from the scriptures. So this concept was told. What is the concept? Second was asaktam. What was the first one? Udasinvat. Correct.
yes.
These two things we found out in the verse. So these two points are there. Karmas cannot attribute to me the fault of injustice, because they are whose karmas? They are living entities karmas. That's not Lord. So Prabhupada gives the example many times of the High Court judge. Anybody remembers that example? What Prabhupada gives in this context? High Court judge example he gives.
He may be ordinary person in his life, but when in the capacity of judge, he will be neutral and give the proper verdict, good for good, bad for bad.
No. In the relation to being unattached, he gives the example of High Court judge. How he is unattached.
So while declaring punishment, he will not remain attached to the criminal.
Yeah. So yeah, something similar. He says that the High Court judge, he gives as per the activity of the living entity he has done. He sees the rule book and then he awards punishment or he awards good things like that. So it's not his own choice that I will give something bad to this person, I will give something good to this person, like that. Okay, he gives it as per the activity of the person who has done the criminal activity or good activity, like that. Okay. Okay, so next verse we are going.
Prabhuji, there's one small question.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, here suddenly the word is used, O Dhananjaya, or Arjuna, and its meaning is written here, O conqueror of riches. So, like, Prabhuji, which
Why this
context?
is used?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, I don't know, Prabhu. Here it is not explained by Acharyas. Why Dhananjaya word particularly used? Here that is not explained. I don't know. Okay. Next verse, 10th. Maya dakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam hetunanena kaunteya jagat viparivartate. So this is a very famous verse. Many times Srila Prabhupada quoted this verse. Okay. Who has not read? Read now. So I'm seeing different devotees are doing many things. Arun bro, you are doing something? Or you are traveling?
Approaching bus party, bus is moving.
Okay. Okay, you can plan, na? Last time also you were in bus party and you can plan some other time, na? Or you think this class is not important?
No. I hear it again and then make notes.
Okay.
I'll send you.
No need to send notes, but it's not a good example that you are traveling while the class is going on.
It's like 1 month traveling bus party. I came from
Okay.
Tampa.
Good. Okay.
For three. Next week it will be there and then it will.
Okay. Good. Okay. And okay, Prasanna Gopal bro, are you available?
I'm available. I'm in the sitting in the hospital in waiting room. There is some noise. If you are comfortable with this, I can read for you.
Yeah, I'm comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah, I just.
Okay. Should I read this?
Yes. Translation.
Translation. By my direction, Maya Adhyakshana, Prakriti, gives rise to the universe of moving and non-moving entities. Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam. By this cause, Anena Hetuna, O son of Kunti, Kaunte, the universes appears again and again. Jagat Viparivartate.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Proji. There was some background noise. It's okay.
That's what. That's why I was.
No problem. Okay. Yeah. So this very famous verse, as we discussed, Maya Adhyakshena Prakritihi, by my direction. Who is speaking? Lord is speaking. Now he's concluding this section. Which section? Aishwarya section. Okay. And what was our last 3 verses telling about? They told about creation and destruction. So now he is concluding this part, that this Prakriti is working under my direction. Okay. Suyate, sa, chara, acharam. So 2 words are there. Chara and achara. Means moving and non-moving. See here. Chara, achara. And suyate. Prakriti gives rise to the universe. Okay, that is what? That is creation. Okay. And hetu na anena kaunteya. By this cause, hetuna, okay, kaunteya, O son of Kunti, the universe appears again and again. Jagad, this is the universe, viparivartate, appears again and again. Okay, so this again is saying about the creation part. Okay. And destruction, as we know that Lord Shiva, he does the destruction part. So that part is not told here. You can mute yourself, Roji. Prasanna Gopal.
I have already muted. Will somebody else maybe use the mute?
Okay, okay. Someone is coming. Okay.
Prabhuji, shall I read?
Yes, Mataji. Yeah. Just one minute.
Jai Krishna.
Yes, please read.
The Lord further expounds this idea. Glanced upon by me, the Lord of all, the controller of Prakriti, whose every wish is fulfilled in accordance with the previous karmas of the jivas, Maya Adhyakshena, Prakriti creates the universe of moving and non-moving beings. By this cause, Anena Hetuna, by my glance, which considers the jiva's positions according to previous karmas, this universe appears again and again, O son of Kunti.
Yeah. So this is the process given now. How does this creation happen? It happens by the glance of the Lord. And me means what here? Mahavishnu, not Krishna. Okay. Mahavishnu, he glances. Okay. And who is the controller of Prakriti? So as I told you earlier, he was the Paramatma of material world. Correct. So he is the controller of this Prakriti on which he glanced. Okay. And whose every wish is fulfilled by which Shakti? Satya Sankalpita Shakti that we discussed earlier. So he has that energy, Satya Sankalpita Shakti. By his desire, by his glance, everything is fulfilled. Okay. And what does he fulfill? He fulfills as per the desire of the karmas of the jivas. So see, you see how the summary is given of the whole section. All concepts are included now. Okay. Satya Sankalpata Shakti is there. Then previous karmas of the jivas, that was also told earlier. I am udasin, but it's only the desire of the living entities that I have to create like that. And then who creates? Prakriti creates. She is the performing doer. Okay, Lord doesn't do it himself. Correct? He is aloof. Okay. Lord is aloof. Okay. He is not directly involved. That was told in the 5th verse. Okay. I am not situated in them. Means I am not there in them directly. Like that. So that verse is also covered. He creates the universe of moving and non-moving beings. That is told in this verse. That is Chara Achara. Okay. So this line covers the whole summary. Yeah. Then there is a proof given here for this. Yes, Mother, you can read the translation.
One meditates on Prakriti, which produces changes, which is ignorance of 8 forms, unborn and fixed, ordered, expanded, and inspired by the Lord. Prakriti again creates the universe and goes for humans under his direction alone.
Under direction means what? Maya Adhyakshena. Adhyakshena. That's what is told here. Okay. Yes, please continue.
Being the doer and being neutral are not contradictory because the Lord rules by proximity only. The Smriti says, Yatha Sannidhi Vritangana Shobhaya Jayate. It is just like a fragrance which causes agitation by closeness. Purana 2.2.30. Prakriti is dependent on my control alone. Without me, she does not have the power to do anything. In the absence of proximity of the king's throne, his carry out action.
Yes, thank you, Mate. So yeah, here again, the word is used proximity only. That means the Lord is aloof. Okay. And then proof is given with an example. What is the example? Fragrance. So as we understand, there is good fragrance is a good smell. Okay. Yeah, there is bad smell, good smell. So good smell is called fragrance. Okay. So this fragrance which causes agitation by closeness. So when we smell something very good like some flower, rose flower, so we immediately feel some emotions. Correct. So that's what is told. Similarly with the Lord, he is aloof, but just by his mere presence, the Prakriti, she does the activity. Okay, that is explained here. Prakriti is dependent on my control. So where was this told earlier? Prakriti is dependent on my control alone. Somebody can see. Where was this told? Prakriti is dependent on me.
Maya Adhyakshana Prakriti?
Yes, that is my addiction Prakriti.
Fourth
Yes.
verse.
Fourth verse, yeah. That, yeah, where it was told in fourth verse.
Yeah, sir.
Where is it told in fourth verse? It was explained earlier. Paramatma feature is there in the every atom of the universe. Lord pervades it, and then through this feature he controls. Correct? You remember it was their maintainer and controller in the fourth verse.
Yeah.
Okay, we just discussed now half an hour ago. Okay, so at least devotees can try to remember. Okay, in the same section we discussed. Okay, so please try to maintain your interest level, because this is not direct, Bhakti Yoga philosophy. This is little indirect till 10th verse. And then also after that, it will be indirect only till 12, 13 also. Okay. 13th will start pure Bhakti. Then after that, 26 only it will come. So kindly maintain your interest. Okay. Okay. Yeah, and one very good example is given, that how there is a relationship between Lord and Prakriti. Okay, what is the example? So there is a king compared to the Lord, and there are ministers. Like we have now Prime Minister, and there may be different ministers under him, Cabinet Minister, Chief Minister, like that. Okay, so that is compared to Prakriti. And Maya Adhyakshena Prakriti, Lord is saying. So under my control, this Prakriti works. So in the absence of the king, there is no power to carry out actions. So they cannot decide. Okay, if the Prime Minister is not there, so the Chief Minister and all others cannot come together and decide something. Okay, he has to be there like that. Okay, Srila Prabhupada's commentary. Okay. Yes, Mataji, please.
Commentary by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Vijay. It is clearly stated here that the Supreme Lord, although aloof from all the activities of the material world, remains the Supreme Director. The Supreme Lord is the Supreme Will and the background of this material manifestation, but the management is being conducted by material nature. Krishna also states in Bhagavad Gita that of all the living entities in different forms and species, I am the Father.
Yeah, yes, yeah, thank you, Mataji. So this same point is again covered, which was told earlier. Prakriti is the performing doer, correct? So the management is being done by the material nature. So like in a company, Prabhupada would give many times this example also. There is an owner. Okay. There is owner. So he will not get involved into the management. Okay. He will come sometimes visit the school or college, whatever, and there will be a principal. of the college or school, who will do the management? On whose behalf? On the behalf of the owner of the college or the school. Okay, so like that is the situation here also. Yeah. Yeah, please read, Mataji.
This example, this point, fourth point. This example is given
No,
in
here,
the
all these living entities.
all these living entities, although born under the glance of the Supreme Lord, take their different bodies according to their past deeds and desires. The Lord is not directly attached to this material creation. He simply glances over material nature. Material nature is thus activated and everything is created immediately.
Yeah.
Because he glances over material nature, there is undoubtedly activity.
He got muted.
Material world direct. This example is given in the
Wait. Please read this again here, because
glances over material nature, there is undoubtedly activity on the part of the Supreme Lord, but he has nothing to do with the manifestation of the material world directly.
Yeah.
This example is given in the Smriti. When there is a fragrant flower before someone, the fragrance is touched by the smelling power of the person, yet the smelling and the flower are detached from one another.
Yeah, so that same example Prabhupada is explaining here. Okay, and before that he has explained the whole concept. That how Supreme Lord is the sanctioning doer and material nature is the performing doer. Okay, and example of the fragrance. So he is explained little more detail in this, that there is a fragrant flower before someone. The fragrance is touched by the smelling power of the person. Yet the smelling and the flower are detached from one another. Okay, so smelling power we can consider as a Lord. Okay, and fragrance as the Prakriti or vice versa also. Basically, they are aloof. That is the point told here. Aloof from each other. Okay. Okay, we completed this section. Anybody has any question on this section? What we discussed now? Okay, so we'll continue next section. So now third section is this chapter, fools neglect bhakti and divine don't. Okay, so in this chapter, in this 11 to 25, there will be generally these two topic. Okay, in general, but there are many subtopics in this. I'll try to point out here so that we are not confused. So 11 to 12 will be one section where there will be discussion about fools. Okay, and that they neglect bhakti. Then there will be 13 and 14 two shlokas where there will be discussion about the Shuddha Bhakti, pure devotional service. Okay, so that will be pure devotional service. So please mark in your Bhagavad Gita also. So this is the part of what? Gyan or Vigyan? This pure devotional service which is going explained. 13 and 14.
Vigyan.
Yeah, so this is part of Vigyan, Chit Shakti of the Lord. Till now what was explained? Which part? 4 to 10. What was explained? Which part? Gyan or Vigyan?
Gyan part, material energy.
Yeah, that was Gyan part. Means the material energy plus living entity. Living entity plus material world. Okay. And then 13, 14 will be pure devotional service. That will be purely about the Shuddha Bhakti. Okay. And then 15 onwards, there will be description about the three types of Gyanis. That will continue till 19. Okay. So, three types of Gyanis. Basically impersonalists. They are not Mayavadis. Not Mayavadi. Okay, and then last 20 to 25 again will be the demigod worshipper. That similar thing what was explained in the previous 7th chapter. There was a description about the demigod worshipper. Here also again there will be some more detail about this. So this is the whole section division of this part. So now we will discuss this 11 and 12 for today. Okay. Avajananti mamudha manushim tanumashritam param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. Okay, so you can read. Was not read. Mukund Patru, would you like to read?
Okay, Prabhuji. Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as the Supreme Lord of all that be.
Yeah, actually, here I forgot to put Prabhupada's translation. Yeah, so, okay, here it says, the fools deride me, avajananti mam mudha. So, mudha is for the fools, avajananti. Okay, so we'll discuss one more word, there is ajananti. Okay, ajananti. Okay, that is not knowing. They are innocent, basically. These people are innocent. And there is another category, this is avajananti. Means they deride. What they deride? Human form. Of whose? Eternal human form of the Lord. Okay. So Mama, that is, Lord is speaking about himself. They deride my human form. Why they deride? Not knowing. Okay. Ajananto, not knowing. What they are not knowing? That it is my original spiritual form. Mama, Param Bhavam. They don't know this, that it is the Param Bhavam of the Lord, pure Brahman, higher than all else. Param. Param is higher than everyone else. Okay. So they don't know. So Avajananti Mamuda, the fools deride me. Why? What they deride? In what way? Manushim Tanum Ashritam. Considering that the Lord has acquired a human form, which is just like the other human beings. Not knowing my eternal nature, like that. Okay. So the topic is fools deride the human form of Lord. Okay. Yeah, those who are not speaking can mute themselves. Okay, so we'll go to the purport. Yes, Prabhu. Please read. Mukul Patru.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Please read.
Why do people not worship you? You have such a great power. Fools, despite me, the one master of all universes, Bhuta Maheshwaram, omniscient and the most compassionate, whose every desire is fulfilled. The Lord describes how they deride him. They treat me with contempt, thinking that I who am eternally identical with my spiritual form, Tanumashritam, which is fixed in human form and endowed with human acts, Manushim. I am just an ordinary man with great punya like other princes.
Yes. So they deride in what way? Here is explained. How they deride? They treat me with contempt. Contempt means something like offense. Yeah, disrespect. And how they disrespect the Lord? Thinking that I, who am eternally identical with my spiritual form, Tanum Ashritam Param Bhavam, actually, which is fixed in a human body, Tanum Ashritam, and endowed with humanly acts Manushim. So what they are deriding, this is the part. They tell him as an ordinary man. And what kind of ordinary man? With great punya. Like whom? Other princes. So they have material punya. and they attribute to the Lord also. So that is the derision, or that's how they deride, thinking that this human form, the Lord has appeared. This is by his material pious activities, like that. Okay. And what is the Lord's own original position? He's saying, okay, basically, first there is a question or argument, because till now 4 to 10, what was explained? Aishwarya. So hearing that power of the Lord as Paramatma and all these things to control and maintain, somebody may ask, so if you are so powerful, why people do not worship you, who have such great power? You have such great power, why they are not worshipping? So in answer, Lord is speaking this verse. Okay, this 9.11 is answer to this question. What is the answer? Avajananti Mamuda. Because they are fools, they deride my human form, they don't worship me. Okay, that is the answer. Yeah, please read.
The human body is indeed made of the 5 material elements, but the body of God is not like that. This is stated in the Shruti. I think some background, somebody is, this is stated in the Shruti, Satchidananda Rupa Kshanaya. I offer my respect to Krishna, whose form is eternity, knowledge and bliss. Gopala Tapani Upanishad 1.1. Tamekam Govindam Satchidananda Vigraham. I satisfy with prayers that one Govinda, whose body is eternity, knowledge and bliss. Gopala Tapani Upanishad 1.33.
So these are all proofs given for what? Lord doesn't have the Manushim nature. He is not human being like us. But what is Satchidananda Rupaya? Krishna. Okay, as Brahmaji also says. Correct. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha. Correct. So he is Satchidananda form, like that. Yeah. We'll read Prabhupada's purport. Yes, Rohit.
Okay, can I read it in book directly, Prabhuji, if it's complete?
Yeah. This whole slide here till the Lord here till here we have to read.
Okay.
I didn't mark here.
From the other explanation of the previous verses in this chapter, it is clear that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, although appearing like a human being, is not a common man. The personality of Godhead, who conducts the creation, maintenance, and annihilation of the complete cosmic manifestation, cannot be a human being. Yet there are many foolish men who consider Krishna to be merely a powerful man and nothing more. Actually, he is the original Supreme Personality, as is confirmed in the Brahma Samhita. Ishvara Parama Krishna is the Supreme Lord.
Yeah. So both the points again Prabhupada has covered. So one thing is that he is not human, ordinary human. So that is first point. And then second thing, he has also covered that what is his original form. That is Satchidananda Vigraha. Okay. So both the points are covered in this. Yeah. So now you can read from the next.
There are many Ishwaras, controllers, and one appears greater than another. In the ordinary management of affairs in the material world, we find some official or a director, and above him there is a secretary, and above him a minister, and above him a president. Each of them is a controller, but one is controlled by another. In the Brahma Samhita, it is stated that Krishna is the supreme controller. There are many controllers, undoubtedly, both in the material and spiritual world. But Krishna is the supreme controller, Ishvara Paramakrishna, and his body is Sachidananda, non-material.
Yeah, so same thing. Yeah. So now Prabhupada is giving another example as we have discussed earlier. Okay. In the cabinet minister, in the cabinet there will be many ministers, but above all of them is the prime minister. Okay. Similarly, there is example here that there may be something like director, secretary, president, all these things, minister. Okay. And there was another example given, if you remember, king and the minister. Okay. So all these examples are similar. Okay. Conveying what? Conveying that Lord is the supreme controller. Okay. There are many controllers, but there is one supreme controller. Okay. So that he is also saying from Brahma Samhita, Ishwaram is controller, Paramam is supreme. Who is that? Krishna. Like that. Yes.
Material
Yes,
bodies, material bodies cannot perform the wonderful acts described in the previous verses. His body is eternal, blissful, and full of knowledge. Although he is not a common man, the foolish deride him and consider him to be a man. His body is called Manushin because he is acting just like a man, a friend of Arjuna, a politician involved in the battle of Kurukshetra. In so many ways, he is acting just like an ordinary man, but actually his body is Sachidananda Vigraha, eternal bliss and knowledge, absolute. This is confirmed in the Vedic language also, Sachidananda Rupaya Krishnaya. I offer my obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, who is the eternal blissful form of knowledge. Gopal Tapani Upanishad 1.1. There are other descriptions in the Vedic language also. Tamekam Govindam. You are Govinda, the pleasure of the senses and the cows. Sachidananda Vigraham. And your form is transcendental, full of knowledge, bliss, and eternity. Gopal Tapani Upanishad 1.35.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu. So, same thing Prabhupada is saying about the Sachidananda form. Okay, this purport is very big. I marked only part of it. So here we can read, Prabhu. Here, this is next paragraph in between. You can read from here only. Difficult to find maybe.
If a soul surrendered to Krishna can get out of the influence of material energy, then how can the Supreme Lord, who conducts the creation, maintenance, and annihilation of the whole cosmic nature, have a material body like us? So this conception.
Basically, one argument Prabhupada is giving, very, very important argument. This we should remember. This is very important. Okay. Many times people will tell us that, oh, Krishna, he is doing Ras Leela. He is coming under the control of the gopis. He is acting like a henpecked husband. He is bringing Parijata tree. All these things many, many people will tell. So for that, one example Prabhupada is giving, which we can remember. If a soul surrender to Krishna can get out of the influence of material energy, there are so many people, Mahatmas, who have come out of the influence of material energy. They have got liberated. They have gone to spiritual world. Then how can the Supreme Lord, who conducts the creation, maintenance, and annihilation of all the concepts manifestation, have a material body like us? And how can he be influenced by the material nature? Correct. If people are worshipping him who can overcome material nature, then how can he be attracted to the material nature? Correct. No? That is the argument here Prabhupada is giving. Yes, please read.
So this conception of Krishna is complete foolishness.
This conception of Krishna is complete foolishness. Yeah, like that we have
Foolish persons, however, cannot conceive that the personality of Godhead, Krishna, appearing just like an ordinary man, can be the controller of all the atoms and of the gigantic manifestation of the universal form. The biggest and the minutes are beyond are beyond their conception, so they cannot imagine that a form like that of human being can simultaneously control the infinite and the minute.
Yes. So go to the next verse. Okay, this section will complete. What is the result that these people receive who considered Krishna as ordinary living entity? So here it said, Moga Asha Moga Karmano, Moga Jnana Vichet Sa, Rakshishim Ashurim Chaiva Prakritim Mohini Shritaha. Okay. The Bhakti Lila Mate, please read.
Yes, Prabhu. Among those who cannot distinguish this truth, we say chataha, those who are devotees do not gain salokya, moksha. Those who are karmis do not attain their material fruits, mokha karmano, and those who are jnanis do not attain liberation, mokha jnana. They assume the nature, mohinim prakritim shrita, of rakshasas and asuras, rakshasim asuri chaiva.
Yeah. So the various results that the people are aspiring, but they are disrespecting the form of the Lord, they will not get. That's what is said here. Okay. So no fulfillment of the respective aspiration. Okay, they are desiring various things. What are the different aspirations? See, three things are mentioned. For the karmis, then there are jnanis, and there are yogis. They are not mentioned. Do not attain. Okay. So among those who cannot distinguish this truth, who are devotees, do not gain salokya. Okay. Moga asha. Moga means they have unfulfillment of what? Asha, of some certain desire, of some aspiration. They don't go to salokya. Those who are karmis, they do not attain material fruits like going to heaven. Moga karma. And those who are gyanis do not attain liberation. Okay. Those who are gyanis, so actually first one are here. Okay. Uh, these are those who don't gain salokya. Okay. This is third category. So three categories are there. So gyanis, they do not attain liberation. They wanted liberation, but they are not getting their respective results. Why? Because as it was explained in previous verse, they consider ordinary form of the Lord as human being. Okay, that is the reason. Yes, Madhuri, please read.
What is the destination of those who deride you in your human form, thinking that you have a material body and have attained great power by very great act of punya? Even if they are devotee of the Lord, they are deprived of obtaining moksha, moga asa. If they are fixed in fruitive sacrifices, those actions are without result, being a waste of energy, moga karmana. If they are devoted to study of Vedanta for jnana, their understanding bears no result. Why? They are perplexed, vichetasaha, having destroyed their power of discrimination by the sin of rejecting me, the Supreme Brahman, directly visible in an eternal spiritual human form.
Yeah, so same thing as it was told earlier in the shloka that these three types of people who deride the form of the Lord, they will not attain their respective desires. Okay, that's what is explained. Yes, Mataji.
There are many devotees who assume themselves to be in Krishna consciousness and devotional service, but at heart do not accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna as the absolute truth. For them, the fruit of devotional service, going back to Godhead, will never be tested. Similarly, those who are engaged in fruitive, pious activities and who are ultimately hoping to be liberated from this material entanglement will never be successful, either because they derived the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. In other words, person who mock Krishna are to be understood to be demonic or atheistic.
Yeah, basically, they are all considering Lord as an ordinary human being, like any other person. Okay, so they will not attain their respective results like that. Yeah, so here, please read from here, Mataji.
With such a false conviction, they think that the body of any human being is now simply covered by material nature, and that as soon as one is liberated from this material body, there is no difference between God and himself. This attempt to become one with Krishna will be baffled because of delusion. Such a atheistic and demonic cultivation of spiritual knowledge is always futile. That is the indication of this verse.
So this is what Prabhupada is conveying in this whole purport. Okay, so what they have a false conviction means what? Not based on Shastra. There is no Shastra where it mentions that Lord's form is ordinary. Everywhere in the Shastra, what is told? Satchidananda form. So they have their own conception of the Lord. So they think that the body of any human being is now simply covered by metal nature, and that as soon as one is liberated from this metal body, there is no difference between God and himself. This is Mayavad. That one will become one with the Lord. Okay. So they will not get the results of any of their activity. That's what is told. Okay. Yeah. So last part. Yes. Here.
People jeer at Krishna because they are envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Their destiny is certainly to take birth after birth in the spaces of atheistic and demonic life. Perpetually, their real knowledge will remain under delusion. and gradually they will regress to the darkest region of creation.
Yeah, so that is a destination of Mayavadis. So they'll go to darkest region of creation. Why? Because they are envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay. So as it was told earlier also in the third verse, 9.3, that Ashraddha Dhana Purusha. So they, Ashraddha Dhana Purusha, they are envious and they will not attain their results. They will be baffled in their endeavors. So their destiny is certainly to take birth after birth in the species of atheistic and demoniac life. Okay, like that. So next section will continue in the next class tomorrow about the pure devotees and Mahatmas. Okay. And questions also for this section we will take tomorrow. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, there's one small thing. It's not
Yeah.
doubt.
Yeah.
Actually, when I logged in my profile over the website of the BVRV, my email address has been wrongly mentioned there. My name is Aruna, Aruna. So in spite of Aruna, it is just written Arun and then the further part of the email. So, well, now I remember it, so I'll be logging in using the same user ID. But will you be using this email ID somewhere else also? If yes, then it is need to be corrected.
Okay. So, Mataji, you can just put a WhatsApp message to the BVRV WhatsApp number that it has been mentioned wrongly. And what is the correct email ID you can mention? And then they will correct it. Yeah. So, and then you can log in with the new email ID then. It has to be corrected.
Okay, so my login ID again will be regenerated. That's what you're saying?
Roll number will remain same, but the login ID
Email
will
ID
be
login ID will be
login ID.
regenerated,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I think it has to be done. Yeah, yeah. So I don't know the details exactly, but that needs to be corrected because yeah, that email will be used for sending your marks or exam marks, whatever. All that will be going in that.
Okay, Prabhuji. And BVRB WhatsApp number is our same this Bhakti Shastri wala group, Prabhuji, or some
Yes, yes.
different?
From that, whatever you may receive the message in the yeah.
Yes, same.
Yeah, same. Okay.
Prabhuji, the open book test marks are declared. Open book test.
Mata, you have to check in the website only.
The
You will get
website
the
only.
update in website.
It is not
only.
showing there, Prabhuji. When I checked last night, there are no marks or open book assessment for none of the modules. Ishopnishad also and module 1 of Bhagavad Gita also.
Is it? Okay. Okay, I will check, Madhuri. But as far as I know, at least Ishopnishad was corrected and it is updated. Okay, let me check.
Okay.
Next.
Hare Krishna.